Hello, everybody. Welcome to another A Conversa. Welcome to another talk. Today we are in Sweden. Imagine we travel so far to a wonderful and beautiful country, and it was a very nice journey to meet Björn. Björn is a musician. Is a member of the Iron Pike. And first of all, I want to thank you, Björn, for being here with us. It is a pleasure to welcome you at our house.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. How's the weather in Sweden? Very cold or hot?
Actually, today it's raining and quite shitty, but the spring is coming. We have had like 10, 12 degrees last weeks. So it's for Sweden, it's pretty warm.
Pretty warm.
Yeah.
You have to come to Portugal. It's a little bit warmer, and our spring is already blushing away with very warm and a lot of sunshine.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Björn, I would like to ask, first of all, the band was formed in 2015. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. I think it was like early January.
Early
2000. Yeah, so just the beginning of the year. Yeah, that's correct.
You were all friends, or did it happen?
Yeah, we were. It started with me and Oscar, the drummer. We had known each other for a couple of years since previous bands and crossing paths and whatnot. And then we had a bass player named Jakob, who we also have known. I played in bands with him maybe 14, 15 years ago. We're from the same city and so on. So the three of us got together and started. And then along the way, we switched a couple of members. But yeah.
Why the name Iron Pike?
I'm not sure if I recall this correctly, but I think it was Jakob's idea. And I don't think we had that much thought into it. We just thought it sounded funny with something. I mean, of course, pike can be both like a spear, a weapon or something, and of course the fish. And we wanted to be the fish. So it's like
You wanted to be the fish?
Yeah, of course, definitely. So it's a fish made out of iron. I don't know. It sounded funny and like felt good to say it, like Iron Pike. So we stuck with it.
It sounds really nice, Iron Pike.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we think so too.
Yes, it does. It
so not too much thought into it, but it's now we're stuck with it. So
now you're stuck with it. You're gonna keep it. It's like a sun. When you name the sun, it's named. Okay, it's done.
Then it's done.
Then it's done. Tell me one thing. Although the band begins in 2015, the first time that you released some music was 2 years after, right?
No, not really. We actually recorded 3 songs pretty fast. I think it was in May 2015. We did. I think it was about 10 minutes of music, 3 songs, that we released on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Just digital release.
Only
like
digital.
like a demo. And then 2 years after, in 2017, we did another recording, 3 more songs. And then we got 2 labels that did those 2 first recordings on a tape. So like one side with the first one and other side with the later one. So that was like the first proper release in a physical format. And it's kind of a split cassette with ourselves, which I think is funny. Yeah, the cover is foldable, so you can get either of the covers on the outside. I think it turned out pretty good. So yeah.
Why did you choose to release on a tape?
Mostly because it's cheaper and you can do smaller runs of it. And the latest release we did last summer, we felt that we couldn't put that much money into it since we already paid for the studio, and then to pay another I don't know, 2,000 euros for a vinyl pressing and then do all the distribution and promotion ourselves. We felt that we would probably end up with a couple of hundred vinyls in the rehearsal space that's not going to be sold. And we didn't have like any plans for any longer touring. So and that's when you sell records. So we felt that we could put a bit less money into it and then still make like a nice package of it, that it's cheaper. So yeah, of course we want to do a vinyl, but it's super expensive. And
it's very expensive.
Yeah, we try to, of course, find some labels to pay for it, but
it's not easy.
we were pretty close, but the timing wasn't right, and it was that stuff. So yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah,
but hopefully next time we can do a vinyl, like step up a bit, I guess.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Hope so.
all the roots that you have are on the hardcore and punk sound, so we say. Do you think that's the reason why you are so different from the other sludge doom bands? Your sound it's a little bit different of those. Do you think it's because the background that you have in the hardcore and punk music?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's nice that you say that that you can hear a difference, because I think so too, or we think so too.
Good.
That the sound isn't exactly the same as like the standard doom or sludge band. So definitely, I think it differs, and I think like the progression we have made from the first recording to the last, it's going slower and slower, and it's longer songs and all that. The first one was a lot punkier.
And it's over.
Yeah, kind of like the 4-minute songs instead of 10 minutes. And it's quite funny, because when we asked Oscar, the drummer, if he wanted to play in a slow band, if he wanted to do that, he was like, yeah, I want to do it, but I never played slow before. And he has, like, for real, never tried. He played in a grindcore band for the last 15 years, and he's only been doing that, so he had never tried
extra fast.
Yeah, kind of. So yeah, I think it maybe shows in, or I think it might differ in how we write songs and what comes out of it. So yeah, probably.
Regarding your roots in hardcore and punk, what are your main influences? Do you still have many influences from that time, from that genre of music, and from those persons? Which band do you still have in your heart as your favorite?
Like lots of them. I think most of us are still mostly listening to, like, at least hardcore rooted music, and then all the branches out from it. But speaking for myself, I think Annihilation Time is one of the greatest of all time. I think maybe there's so many. There's a Swedish band called Martyr Död that's a lot of us are into. Like the bigger ones, like Trap Them and Converge, of course, have played a big part, like discovering those as a teenager, and then listening to and seeing them a lot of times. And then, of course, lots of the faster, like, grindcore bands as well. But I mean, there's so much good music, so it's hard to pick a few.
Do you see yourself and the band doing the opening for Converge, for example?
I mean, I don't think we would hesitate if anyone asked us. And I think I actually like the kind of shows where you don't have, like, a couple of bands that sound exactly the same. That you have a couple of bands that have a lot of things together, but musically they don't sound exactly the same. So I think that would hopefully turn out to be a pretty good show. It would be fun.
It'd be fun. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. We were actually booked. Of course, all the shows are canceled, but last summer we had a show booked with a grindcore band from, pretty sure they are from Singapore, called Worm Rot, which I think would have turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was canceled. But yeah.
Tell me one thing. You are the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you, if I ask you, how do you characterize your singing? Do you have any role model that you look and you see, well, he's doing like that, let's see if I can do the similar?
I try my best. But no, not really. I don't think I have any role model into it. I definitely don't recognize myself as a singer.
No.
Mostly. No. I think I usually I play the bass in my other bands, and then in this band I started to play guitar and try to sing or to scream, because I thought it was fun to do more. I'd done some like backup vocals before. And I mean, I'm still struggling with it. I think it's kind of hard to do it good. And it's, how do you say, like my throat gets sore pretty quickly, and the stamina isn't as good as it should be. So I think it's still hard, but I mean, I think I'm getting a bit better at it from year to year, hopefully. But I have never thought about any role models. I never compared it really. I just try my best. Like but one of the discoveries I did a couple of years ago was that when you scream, you don't have to do it 100% and almost faint all the time. You can take it down to like 70% and then survive. That was a big thing.
Yeah, because if you don't do that, you don't stand up all the concert. You're gonna fade in the middle.
Yeah, but and then Niklas, who's playing the organ and the synthesizers, he's doing quite a lot of vocals as well. He is actually like a singer for real. He sings in our other band, and he has been singing in a crossover metal band called Atlas Losing Grip, like the real clean vocal singing thing. And he's been singing in tons of bands throughout the years. And he has like the perfect technique and the perfect like hearing, like picking all the notes and all that. So I try my best, and he is there like nailing it all the time. But yeah.
You work as a duo.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. You spoke about Niklas. Niklas became part of the band in 2019, right?
Yeah, I think 2019 or maybe like the end of 2018. Yeah, that's correct.
And do you think did anything change in the sound of the band with Niklas coming to the group?
Yeah, I think definitely we recognize that we have like moved towards maybe like more dramatic song structures, more soundscapes, less than like just heavy riffs. And then we discussed to maybe add both me and Oscar has been very into a band from Sweden called Abandon. They don't play anymore, but they did this record where they have organ on almost every song. And we felt that could add something. So we asked Niklas, since we both knew him since we were kids, and knew that he is really good at playing, and he both sings and can play all this organ and synthesizers. And he really added an element, both because the way he hears song structures and all that, like writing songs, it's one thing to like put three riffs together, but it's another thing to like start with maybe a chord progression and do things out of that. So it gives another element to the songwriting as well. And then I think he is the best musician I played with ever, like hands down the best. He's super talented, and of course a good friend as well. So I think he really added a lot, and he quite quickly got into this all these devices, like weird synthesizers and pedals and noise machines and stuff. So I think, yeah, it's everything for the better, except for the space, because he has shitloads of things and like separate tables and stuff. But
that's the hard part, right?
Yeah, It's heavy to travel with, but yeah, so it definitely added a lot to the sound, I think.
I used to say 2020 last year. You recorded, let me say the name of the album, Be the Discomfort.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and you recorded only on tape again because of the motive that we already spoke before. Do you think with this album, with this record, you have already the Iron Pike sound? You are exactly where you want to be with the sound of the band?
Not exactly, but I think this release was, I think if there was a curve where we explored the sound and it turned out better every time, I think this made the curve like playing out a bit. I think this is the way we want to sound, but we want to do it better, of course. But yeah, I think this kind of defined the band's sound in a way. Then of course we want to do things better and like explore new things, but I think this is kind of the core of it.
What did you intend to tell the world with this record? You criticize capitalism, but not only capitalism on these lyrics. What do you want to say to the world? What is the message that you want us to know, that you want to give us?
I think if I should pick one topic, I think it's the capitalism, definitely, because that causes so much damage to the world, I think. So that would be the main. Then of course there are branches to that as well, but I think that is the main topic, and how, I can talk a lot about this, but I think that is the main thing, and the way like our time is divided between work and free time and money wise, and how much we pay for rents and transport to work. I mean, everything is centered around creating value in a way that I think has some points, but I think it's way too much. So I think that would be the main thing. But yeah, we touched on the male, the males, the fucking men as well. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah, that is an issue as well.
Tell me one thing. I was curious about the subject, men, women, equality in Sweden. Is it very different from? I suppose it is, because when we talk about this subject here in Portugal, one of the countries that we give as an example, it's your country. More diverse, more equal between men and women. But living there, being Swedish, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think we're making some progress all the time, but it's far from, very far from perfect, of course. Yeah. And there's so many different aspects of society that has to be like in check to make this possible. But I mean, things are getting better, but it's also easy to think that it's better than it is, because the people I know that I surround myself with are mostly of the same values and ideas, and then it's quite easy to get the idea that things are the way I think they are. But then as soon as you step out of this bubble, you realize there are so many shitheads everywhere. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to answer, but I think it's, I mean, slowly getting better. They're doing some progress on different areas all the time, even if it's tiny steps. Then I think things are happening. So
it's very interesting to have that opinion from you. You know, we in Portugal, we have a very big problem with domestic violence. Every year, I don't know, dozens of women are killed by the husbands, the boyfriends, the companions. And it's a very, very critical subject in Portugal. And with the pandemic situation, everything was worse because everybody was at home. And I was curious to know how it was in Sweden, because you don't have to stay at home. You don't have to stay because the government act different before the pandemic get worse.
I don't know really if the pandemic affected that situation. Of course, it got worse, but I don't know if there's like statistics on it. But I'm guessing, as you say, when people stay home, those things get worse and are not. It's maybe harder to reach out. So probably got worse. And these last couple of weeks, I think we had, I'm guessing, but it was like 3, 4, or 5 women that got killed in last. Yeah, it happens here as well. Yeah, it's an issue, definitely.
Wow.
So no, it happens. Maybe I don't know how many in Portugal and how many in Sweden, of course. So I can't. Each of them is one too many, but it happens here as well. And now when there were a couple of them squeezed together in a short time frame, it got quite blown up, so something that the government has to do something about. But I think that is just because there were lots of protests and lots of talking about it in different channels. But I mean, it happens here.
It's a problem all over the world. It's so strange. Why? No?
Yeah,
we don't have an answer for this, but why? Education, the way everybody educates their child. I don't know. The way that society is structured, I have no idea. But it's a
lot of issues that has to be solved. Definitely
quickly and very quickly.
Yeah.
From that album, do you think the Great Deep is the main song of the album, or you don't agree with me?
I agree. I think that turned out to be the where we hit all the spots for. I think that's the one where we got everything together. As you spoke about earlier, with finding the sound with this album. I think that song has all the parts we aim for. That just turned out good. We actually. It was kind of funny because a while ago I found a rehearsal recording from writing that album, where 2 of the songs, I think it was The Great Deep and maybe the second song, Pig Manners, they were merged together as an early version. So it's super weird to hear the intro from one song and then going to another. And then we somewhere decided to split them up, which was for the better, I guess. But it was a different idea from the beginning.
And you can have another song, because if you go and put them together, you have a third song.
Get 2 songs for the price of 1. Yeah.
We already spoke about the pandemic. And did you had many concerts or tour canceled due to the pandemic?
Not with Iron Pike. I think we had 1 or 2 shows booked. So of course that was of course we wanted to play, but they got cancelled. But then me and Oscar also plays in a band called the Arson Project. It's a grindcore band, and I think we cancelled 10 or 11 shows. We should have we had a small Euro tour booked, and we should play a festival in Spain and one in Malmö, I think. So we're
and they were canceled, or they were rescheduled?
I mean, the tour was booked by ourselves.
Okay.
And I think it was 2 smaller festivals on that tour, and I'm not sure if they will happen later on, but they will most likely not happen in the same week. So we won't. But I hope we can play. I think there was a pretty big one in Denmark that we were supposed to play. I'm not sure if that's planned to happen in August. And then there was a festival in Spain that I think got postponed till 2022. Okay. And I think the festival in Malmö is next summer as well. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We just wait, but it's kind of weird to not play shows anymore. Used to do at least a couple of them every year. Yeah.
In Portugal, all the underground scene is suffering very, very much.
Yeah.
We have several bars closed where the concerts used to happen. Some other venues are struggling to survive. In Sweden, how is the scene? How is everything? Because you didn't have to close, or how it turned out to be there?
I mean, most of the concert venues have been closed, except for a few of them have done like live streams and stuff a couple of times, but it's not the same as being open. So most of them are just waiting. Then the government have sorted some kind of economical funds, but I'm not sure what those are based on and how they are divided really. So I'm not sure if the venues will close, if they can survive or not. We have one venue in Malmö that kept open, I think it was until December. And they actually did shows. There was a limit of 50 people during the summer. So they had shows in this huge warehouse with tables spread out, and then only 50 people, and then a band playing, like only local bands from Malmö. But they did shows pretty much all summer, I think. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But all the other venues are closed. Everything is closed. Yeah. And I guess we'll see which of them that will survive, but I think it hits pretty hard for most of them. So and it's the same with like cinemas and all that, and restaurants, and so I mean most of the restaurants have kept open, but with limited opening times. Now they have to close at 8 in the evening, so all the alcohol sales gets lost during the evenings and nights, and that is a quite big loss, I guess.
We are beginning to reopen next Monday. Some venues will reopen again with some very small concerts, a few people, but let's see if they survive. Let's hope.
Yeah, we hope so. I think it's I mean, I'm thinking about all the venues in that we used to tour in, like in Germany and mainland Europe, that always have a kind of not the best economy, but they keep surviving from selling beers and having shows, and I'm not sure how many will be left. So I hope I'm not sure what's happening really everywhere, of course, because it's hard to keep track on. But I hope most of them can survive.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah,
I have something here in my hand. Ta-da!
Oh yeah, this one. I don't have it in my hand, but it's in the back here.
I suppose you know this record, this CD, huh? You do?
I actually play on all the songs.
You play and you sing also, or you don't?
Yeah, I do.
This is the CD limited to 100 copies that you released already this year, right?
Yeah,
2021.
Yeah, I think it was at the end of February. If I'm, yeah.
What made you do or release this record at this time?
We actually, it wasn't our fault. We released the album last year, Be the Discomfort, and like put it out on the internet and everywhere where we could think of, and then Nuno, I think that's the pronunciation. Nuno. Oh, sorry. He contacted us and said that he started or was about to start a new label called Gruesome Records, and asked if we wanted to do a CD. And the plan from the beginning was to do a CD release of only the album, which was like a good idea. We haven't done a CD, and it felt like, yeah, that would be nice. Of course, when someone asks, that would be a good idea, of course. And they seem to be like good people to work with. And then they come up with the idea of doing the whole, how do you say, discography, I think. All the recordings we have done on one CD, because it's the same cost. So we agreed on that. That would be, then it would also make it differ a bit more from just being another version of the album. It could be something by itself. And it turned out pretty good looking, I think. Yeah. And then we also had a bit more luck, I guess, because the studio where we recorded, there's a friend of ours named Ulf who has the Hoberek recording company, and he works in a studio a bit outside of Malmö. And he's doing, we have recorded all our stuff with him and with other bands as well, and he's a friend of ours and all that. And he does these like live videos from the studio where he records a band and then makes a video from the studio. And he wanted to do more of those, so he asked if we want to do that, and he could like promote it a bit more. So that's why we have a live song on the CD as well, because then we did that video and took the audio to put on the CD as well. As the timing was good, so we could use that as well.
Did you have any intention to choose that song particularly to go on the record, or it was the best sound?
No, we only recorded that song. It was just one song. Yeah. So it wasn't a whole live session. It was just one song. And yeah, that was a song we could manage to play in a decent way. And we did a video before the release of the album, like another kind of video. So we thought that we should use another song. So yeah, just...
Who is the responsible for all this artwork?
It's Oscar, the drummer. He did he did all the graphics and artwork. Sorry.
A complete artist.
Yeah, kind of. He knows the drums and the Photoshop.
Okay. Tell me one thing. When this pandemic will end, I hope it will be very soon. Do you intend to come to Portugal?
I hope we can come to Portugal. I would love to come there and play. The only issue is the distance, I guess, because if we're gonna drive there, we need, I don't know, 7 shows on the way down and then 7 back, and then it turns out a 2-week show. But if we can get someone to pay the flight tickets, we will gladly come for a weekend. So I hope we can. We haven't been touring that much at all. We just did like one short tour in Europe, and we haven't. Yeah, everything is it's just waiting now. So we'll see what happens in the future. But I hope so. But I actually got a plan to visit Portugal in October. Like with outside of the band, there's a festival in Porto called Amplifest, I think.
Yeah.
That we actually bought tickets to, me and my girlfriend, and hopefully we will get vaccinated and things get back to normal so we can go there. We haven't booked anything yet except for the tickets, but I hope we can go. We talked about going to Porto for a long time, and I've just been there briefly on another tour with another band. And really liked it. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's hope everything will turn out okay, because I think everybody's going to that festival because it's one of the best festivals in Portugal.
Oh, yeah?
Hope to see you there. Well? I hope so. Let's see if this will go as planned.
Yeah, then we will have a beer.
Yeah, of course. Björn, thank you so much for being here with us. I'll show again the CD. Everybody goes to the Bandcamp and buy the CD from from Iron Pike. Thank you so much. I hope everything turns okay to you, to your family. Very health lucky, everything that we all deserve and need right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for having me. Thanks.